Okay, here we go. Let's work on the simple exercise. So when you get this model, there'll be another blank exercise, so you can fill this one out. I'll have one that's filled in and one that's blank. The first thing we should do is put in a index. Why don't I put the code number up here or something? Better yet, I should really have an extra little thing for that, shouldn't we? And then, so let's use our standard index function. You could use the choose function instead okay. So I'm using Shift Control R, Shift Control right arrow, and then Control R. Excuse me. Okay, and that now we have our industry demand. Okay, perhaps we should remember that. Okay, and now that's again the index command. I hope you fall in love with that command if you're not already using it a whole bunch. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing. Okay, so code. Okay, we always need a code number index, and we select these. And I'm not going to waste your time with a drop-down box and all that stuff. Okay, so here what we have is a scenario of different types of capacities that will be input into the model. Okay, and then we also have the retirement. So let's begin this. Let's begin our model. This time I didn't put any titles. So let's put industry, supply, and demand. Okay, and when we do this, let's put, as usual, an opening balance. Industry supply, industry capacity. Okay, opening balance. Let's add the new additions. And we got our closing balance. Okay, and look at this. I'm on a little pain medicine right now. Okay, we'll put our opening balance here. Start with the closing balance. Our opening balance equals the closing balance. We get our new additions from this one. And of course, I forgot to put the key thing is, which is that's the retirements. Maybe I'll put that as a minus, violating this positive number convention. Okay, Shift Control 1, and then let's put, how about this? Shift Control right arrow, Control R, and then alternate equal, and that will make our sum. There's our industry capacity. Then let's put our industry demand, and that's where we just used the index function. Okay, and now we have to have some sort of measure of the relationship between industry, supply and demand. Why don't I call this the capacity margin, which is simply going to be the capacity divided by the demand. Okay, so we have 20% at first, Shift Control R, Shift Control 1, and in this case it goes down. It went down all the way to 0.89, which means we're going to have a higher price. And so to get the price from our margin, and this is something I've decided to do now, but I haven't done it yet. These things, if you use the lookup command, we could easily interpolate between these numbers. we could make a little function that interpolates between these numbers instead of just having a big step function. Now, I haven't made that yet, but we'll, I'll be making that very soon. Never really thought about it. Not VLOOKUP, that would be horrible, because you don't want to have your model sensitive to inserting of lines and all that business. So let's just use our lookup command, tab, and then we want to say, okay, let's see what our margin is, and then remember, I haven't kind of gone over this yet, but if you click on the entire row, that's a nice lazy way to do it, isn't it? So now we can kind of see what happens to our, come on, what's going on? Am I locked up? Okay, I don't know what happened there with the little glitch, but now we have our price. Why don't we go to view and how about splitting the screen? Oh, I don't want to do it there. Okay. And if we make the, let's make this one low case, you can see how prices fell all the way down to marginal cost. But if we make the this one the tight case, which was number 3, oh, that didn't really help. Then we're really bad. So low case just didn't do much. Let's make this the high case. Then you can see what happens to the price. Base case. And let's make a surplus capacity case. Uh-oh. What happened here? We need to kind of make this one a 0 to make sure we don't get an NA. Okay. Again, it would be much better to have some kind of interpolation on that one. Okay, I think I'm going to stop here. No, let's do one thing. Let's pretend we have 1, 2, 3. So we can just, I want to see which case we've picked. And you remember how to do this. You just select the area. Okay, and then you go to Home. And then you go to Conditional Formatting, and then you're fancy. So you go to New Rule, use a formula. And this time, I don't think this is all that difficult, because you say, okay, I'm going to take this number, and I realize that on this number, I'm going to have to only lock in the column. I'm going to make this equal to this number, and I need to have those both locked in. Okay, and then let's format. What should we make it? It really doesn't matter. I'm not going to waste a lot of time on this. Let's format that as a yellow. Okay. So it says, so if we press code number 2, it worked. Okay. So let's try it one more time. Select the whole area, what you want to format. Go to Home, go to Conditional Formatting, go to New Rule, use a formula. On that formula, click on this one and click the F4 just so it's only on the column, and then make sure when that's equal to this one without any, just pure F4s, then make that yellow. Okay. And let's see. Okay. And I think that's enough of this video. I forgot to do my advertising. Go to financeenergyinstitute.com for wonderful classes. Bye.